We are back live at the Bill Harris Arena getting set for our final quarterfinal basketball for this evening. This basketball game will feature the Marauders of Central State and the Tigers of Benedict College. Marauders first in the West, and the Tigers of Benedict College finished fourth in the East. They got here to this quarterfinal after winning the first round matchup against the Magicians of Lemoyne College 72-69. Quick look at the starters. Brandon Morris, Cairo Brown, Dimitri Cook, Jalen Watson-Gale, and Umar Frost starting for the Tigers of Benedict, coached by Fred Watson. And for the Marauders of Central State, it'll be Martin Oliver, Frank Barber III, Chris Scott, Jeremy Brown, and Sterling Gilmore starting for head coach Joseph Price and the Marauders of Central State. You'll see these players on the floor as they make it out. You're looking at the Benedict squad out there first as they make it to center court. And here come the Marauders of Central State. Glad you could join us for our coverage on HBCU Game Day, our continuing coverage from the SIAC Tournament. Quarterfinal day here. Another day of quarterfinals coming your way tomorrow. Officials for tonight's ball game: Thurman Leggs, Sharika Brown, and Stanley Warmley with this call. Correction on that. This is the crew for this one: Mickey Cunningham, Terry Ware, and Kevin Chambliss with the call. And we are underway with the Tigers of Benedict handling the basketball first. Out front with it there is Carl Brown. Brown with a big ball game in the first round as they go underneath, and Brandon Morris. And Morris gets his first two of the ball game. Had 19 in the win against Lemoyne in first round of play way back on Monday. Half court set for the Marauders of Central State. Only meeting of these teams took place in January of 2018, with Benedict winning that one by 2 points, 71-69 at Central State. Floater inside the paint there, and Sterling Gilmore, the senior from Cincinnati, Ohio, is good on that basket inside the paint, so we're tied at 2. This is Cairo Brown, the junior from Brooklyn, New York, handling for Benedict on their end of the floor. Now Dimitri Cook takes a turn inside the paint. The leaner is good left side for the junior from Gulfport, Mississippi. Cook at 6'2", 185 pounds. Benedict with the 4-2 lead now. Central State in the half-court set. They'll work it right side to the post to Scott, the junior from Cleveland, Ohio. And Scott shoots an air ball, that trip down the floor. Scott at 6'8", 230 pounds, transferred to Central State from Lakeland Community College. He came into Central State from there. Brown out front now for the Tigers. He'll work it left side to Janali Watson-Gale. Watson-Gale, a freshman from London, England, 6'1", 175. Cook out front, pops a three-pointer, missed on that shot. Rebound comes clear to Sterling Gilmore. Gilmore pushes down the floor, and all the way through they come back out with the pass to Martin Oliver, the sophomore from Chicago, Illinois. Now it's Barber handling. Martin at 6'2", 175 pounds, and we've got whistles inside the paint. They call the foul on Umar Frost for the Tigers of Benedict College inside the paint. Frost, a sophomore from Newark, New Jersey, 6'7", 235 pounds. He wears number 50 for the Tigers of Benedict. So that's his first personal. 18:05 left first half. Just underway. Quarterfinal action from the SIAC basketball tournament. Glad you could join us for the coverage. Inside on the floater, nicely done there by Scott with the body. So Scott with his first two of the ball game, and we're tied at 4 apiece. Watson-Gale handles left flank. Now down in the corner to Frost. At the post they go Brandon Morris, the senior from Lithonia. He got a free lane left side, and he got the lay-in. Morris, first team all SIAC, as voted in postseason. Top of the key now, Scott on the move left side. Floater to the glass, nicely done by Scott. So Scott with 4 points in this first early goings here in this quarterfinal ball game. Cairo Brown out front, left side with the pass to Watson-Gale. Now to Morris. Brown handles, working at left side. He'll raise and stop with the jumper and rattled it good for the Tigers of Benedict. Brown with 22 points and 6 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 steals in the first round win over the Magicians. Half-court set now for the Marauders. We're at 16:51 out front. That's Frank Barber III. Whistles on the play, they'll get him for the travel. So our first turnover of the ball game goes to the Marauders of Central State. And Benedict will have the basketball, trailing at 6-8. Brown across the timeline, right side to Cook. Now Watson Gill, top of the key. Frost to Morris. In the right corner, Watson Gill free with the three, hits the back of the iron on it. Rebound comes clear to Sterling Gilmore and the Marauders. Inside the paint, floater, right side. That basket's going to count there for Barber. And Barber going to the line to shoot here. So Barber, the senior from Cleveland, Ohio, at 6'6", 220 pounds, will go to the line. Barber averaged just under 10 points per ball game and just under 6 rebounds per outing during the regular season. He'll be shooting one free throw here, 68% from the line during the course of the season. Barber missed on the free throw. And Brandon Morris clears that rebound for the Tigers of Benedict. Cook back the other way. Basketball partially deflected as he was headed toward the rack. So it'll stay with the Tigers. We're at 16 minutes, 15 seconds left in this first half. Full day here from the Bill Harris Arena. Quarterfinal basketball action. Frost has to go up top to save that basketball in the half court. Right corner, Watson Gale now. Surveys, trying to push it inside to Morris if he can. Now back out to Cook with 12 to shoot. Cook inside to Frost. And back out, Cook. 5 to shoot now for Benedict. 3, Watson Gale. Got to get it airborne. He does. Crease the rim. Basketball's tapped around. It comes to the Marauders, but Cook or Brown took it away at the mid-stripe, and bouncing inside the paint with the floater to the rack is Watson Gale, so he's good for 2 there. And he brings the Tigers to within 2 of Central State. Barber looks to the inside. They're trying to get it to Scott at the post on Frost. Across, nice job there, but Morris got the block on the shot by Oliver. Oliver got the rebound and put back on the left side. That was off, but he was fouled. He'll shoot from the line. Watson Gill guilty of that foul. That's his first. Team foul number 3 on Benedict, and it comes with 15:21 left and takes us to our first time out. With the Marauders leading at 10-8, we'll step out for a break. This is HBCU Game Day's coverage of the SIAC Basketball Tournament. .21 remains in this first half of play in this quarterfinal matchup between the Marauders of Central State, number 1 in the West, against the Tigers of Benedict College, number 4 in the East. Benedict winners in the first round against Lemoyne 72-69 to get here to this quarterfinal matchup. This is the first spot of duty for the Marauders in the tournament. Had the first round bye by being tapped first in the West, coming in to the tournament with the number 1 seed. Should qualify here. That Spring Hill actually finished in front of Central State, but they did not qualify for the tournament, have one more year before they are eligible for tournament play. So the seed going to Central State. And from the line now, Basketball game tied at 10 apiece. Left side now with the basketball is Watson Gale. Frost surveys inside. Now back out front to Dimitri Cook. Cook working off of a screen. Now slides the pass down in the corner to Morris. Pass batted, but it comes to Cook. 5 to shoot. Back to Cook. He's free. Pops to 3. Drains to 3. So Cook with 5 in this first half of play. And Benedict takes a 13-10 lead after the triple by Dimitri Cook. Left side just on the floor now, Devon Daniels for the Marauders, the senior from Indianapolis. A reverse lay in there, but the shot comes off the mark for Jeremy Brown. Back the other way, they run the floor, a tie up there at the sideline. Watson Gale and Adam Slappy there tying it up. And the foul call there against the Marauders of Central State, and Benedict will have it, leading by 3. Entry pass to Morris. Left side behind the arc now, that's Watson Gale. Now Morris with it inside the paint. Quick step by him to the rack, missed on the shot. Marauders have it, they go back the other way now. Jump shot, foul line extended. Kane with that basket there for the Marauders of Central State. Half-court set now for Benedict. They lead it by 1, 12-13. Brandon Morris slides left side all the way through the rack. Got some space for the bank shot, missed. Frost got the backside putback, and the lefty knocks down a little bank shot there for the basket. So Frost with his first 2 of the ball game. Out front now, Daniels handles, pushes over to Scott, and Scott rings up a 3-pointer for the Marauders of Central State. So Scott with 7 here in this first half of play, and we're tied at 15 each. Brown, right side to Watson Gale. Morris, right corner. On the move, inside to the rack, that's Cairo Brown, and he will draw the foul. They call that foul on Johnson, and that will send Brown to the line shooting for the Tigers of Benedict College. Brown missed on the first. One more coming its way. We're tied at 15 with 12:54 left in this first half of play. And Brown goes 1 of 2 from the line. Benedict with the 16-15 lead. Half-court set now for the Marauders. Out front there, that's Malachi Hughes with the jump shot there. And we're going back the other way. So Benedict with the basketball now. They lead it by 1. Brown works it left side to Watson Gale. Now out front they go to Rodney Pritchard, the sophomore, who's on the floor now. And here comes Cook. Back out front, Cairo Brown, line drive 3-point shot by him. Missed on that opportunity. Rebound to Tom Johnson and the Marauders. Johnson floater left side, that's off the mark. Nothing but purple jerseys underneath. Benedict with the basketball. They push back the other way. Brown, Pritchard for 3, barely creases the rim, and the errant shot cleared by Daniels, and Central State coming back now. We're down to 11:50 left in the first half. across the floor now. This is Scott. They give it over to Chris Cook, the sophomore. Now dumping it back down low. Cook left it short on the cylinder. But the rebound back inside the Central State. Scott got that. Back down again with Cook. And Cook can't convert. Good defensive surge there by the Tigers of Benedict College. And they get the timeout. It'll come with 11:24 remaining in this first half of play. They may treat this as the media timeout. 16-11, Benedict leads. We'll step out to 16-15. We'll step out and take the timeout as well. This is HBCU Game Day coverage. We are back live inside the Bill Harris Arena at the Crossplex here in Birmingham, Alabama. Quarterfinal play on the men's side, final quarterfinal ball game for tonight. We'll be back at it tomorrow here from Bill Harris with more quarterfinal action in the SIAC Tournament. Charles Ward, Tolly Carr, and Toby Durham. I'm not going to say he's from Raleigh because you probably know that by now. But he is from Raleigh. 11-11 remains in this first half. Benedict with the 1-point lead. They work it inside to Morris. Morris underneath, can't get the lay in the fall. Looking for the foul, didn't get it. Ruiz back the other way now. Works it over to Scott. Scott missed on the long three-point offering. They get the rebound. Scott back inside the paint. May have traveled, but no call there. Morris clears that errant shot by him. Now Benedict, half-court set with Cairo Brown, the junior, handling the offense. Right side to Cook now. Right corner, Pritchett. Benedict leading it by 1. Winner of this ball game advances to the semifinals as Morris goes to the rack left side and got the lay-in. The winner will meet either the Panthers of Clark Atlanta University, the number 2 seed out of the East, or the Golden Rams of Albany State, who won in first-round activity. They came in seeded number 6 in the East. They defeated Kentucky State to get to the quarterfinal ball game that we'll have for you tomorrow here on HBCU Game Day.
Maybe Michael Green will do another of his high-flying acts.
Be interesting to see if he does. We'll be here.
He has my vote for Dunk of the Week so far.
Yeah, it was a nice one, wasn't it? Out front, draining the three-pointer is Devon Daniels, the senior from Indianapolis, Indiana.
So you might be asking yourself, dunk? What dunk? What did I miss? Well, go to the YouTube channel. Look up last night's archive. What's last night, wasn't it?
It was.
Yes.
Yeah.
The days are running together already. Find that Albany State men's game, second half, and, boy, it was a high-flying act.
Thunderous. So far, the dunk of the tournament. And on cue, out front, there's the three-pointer there. So with 9:44 remaining, we're tied in this basketball game at 18 each. Out front, Brown. He'll work it to Cook right side. Slides up top, goes to Frost. Frost on the weave, hands it over to Dume, the senior who just got on the floor. Michael Dume, 6'2", 190 pounds from Euless, Texas. Dume with the jumper, right corner, missed on the shot. Frost fought for the rebound. He was fouled.
It was interesting listening to the starting lineup for both teams. We had New York, I heard London, England. It's well represented across the globe on the floor tonight.
Indeed, for both of these teams. Jelani Watson-Gale from London, England, starter for the Tigers of Benedict College. Hard move at the block by Cook. He drew the foul. Good job by him to be patient on that. And he will be going to the line. Foul will be called against Chris Cook, the sophomore for the Marauders of Central State. So Tali, our brackets for quarterfinal action set. As we talk about semifinals on the women's side, Clark Atlanta pushed to a quarterfinal early today on the women's side. They will meet Lemoyne or either Claflin on Friday. And Central State pushed through on the women's side as well in quarterfinal play today. They'll meet either Albany State or the Thoroughbreds of Kentucky State. And of course, Morehouse already through that action as well today on their quarterfinal ball game. They beat Fort Valley. They will await an opponent in the semifinals, either Klein or Claflin. That'll be on Friday. Brown getting a little bit of attention from the training crew at Benedict College. And he'll be shooting free throws here. Brown with 3 points in the ball game, 1 assist, 1 of 3 from the line. Spins that first one. Good for the Tigers of Benedict College. So Benedict with a 1-point lead, now 19-18. Entry pass inside Cook. On the move, right side. It's Tom Johnson. Now they work it back out front with a 3-point shot by Daniels. Off the mark, 2-on-1 now. Brown cross dribble to the paint, banked it home, right in front of the basket.
College players these days have perfected that Euro step.
Indeed. Nice step by him to avoid the defense, and he got the lay-in from the front. 21-18 after the basket by Brown. He's got 6 in the first half. We're at 8:33 remaining in it. Charles Ruiz with the basketball now. Right side, over to Barber. Ruiz on the move, left flank. Floats the jumper, shots off the mark. Got his own rebound and the putback, and he drops the floater inside to make it a 21-20 lead. Benedict still with the lead, and now they have the basketball on an offensive set. Brown works out front. Right side to Ndume. Ndume in that first round ball game, 5 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist. Shot clock at 7 now. Frost provides the screen out front. Now on a give and go, Frost can't handle the pass from Brown.
Yeah, hit him with the screen and roll, but he was never really open, but didn't have a lot of options. Shot clock down to 3 seconds. It was either chuck it up or try to get it in there somehow.
7:42 remains first half. Benedict leads by 1, 21-20. TV timeout here inside the Bill Harris Arena. We're obliged to take it ourselves. We'll do it here on HBCU Game Day, and back with more after the break.
On the field, behind the basket, in the press box, bringing you HBCU sports like you've never seen it before. Anyone who has ever been to a sporting event at an HBCU knows that it is just that, an event. The band, the cheerleaders, it's a complete show. The game day experience at HBCUs is truly unique. No media outlet does a better job at capturing that experience than HBCU Game Day.
From there, it was just an instant classic. It was a great basketball game.
Follow us online at hbcugameday.com, on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can also find us on Fire TV, Roku, and YouTube. Just do a keyword search, HBCU Game Day. We are leading the conversation on sports culture at HBCUs. We are HBCU Game Day.
.742 remains in this quarterfinal basketball game. First half of it, 21-20. Tigers of Benedict with the lead over the Marauders of Central State. Bendume to inbound the basketball for the Tigers. Got it out front, and the basketball's loose on the floor. Marauders have it on a 2-on-1 now. Left-hand lay-in, nicely done there by Devon Daniels. So the Marauders claim the lead now, 22-21. Good transition there from defense to offense for Central State. Pritchard inside Morris. Left side with Dooney. Now down in the corner, pushing a three-point shot. That's Watson Gale, and that one's off the mark. Ruiz out front now for the Marauders. Entry pass at the block. Back out front, they'll push it. Barber fighting for position inside on Brandon Morris. 11 to shoot now for Central State.
Yeah, Benedict out there in a 2-3 zone. Central State trying to find the weak spot. Cross-court pass. May have found it, but shot no good.
Ruiz not able to put it down. He was open, Tolly. And the Tigers come back the other way now. They push it in the corner with Dume. Back over to Watson Gale. Now up front, Brown. Cairo fires, and he misses. Central State back the other way now. Johnson out front, Ruiz. He'll push it inside the paint. Here comes Johnson on the move. Free for three is Daniels. Good look. Missed on that three-point shot.
Central State has done a good job finding openings in that zone. The one thing you always want to do against a zone is go over the top and have the ball move faster than the players can rotate, but haven't been able to hit the shot. But a couple of good looks on the last two possessions.
Marauders at 9 of 23 shooting from the floor at 39%, 2 of 8 from behind the arc. Benedict a little bit better, 9 of 21 at 43%.
I remember high school basketball, the coach says, give me your fastest guy on the line. He lets him take off running, then throws the ball about a second later.
See?
What got down the court faster, him or the ball?
Lesson learned. In the game now is Martin Oliver back out on the floor for Coach Joseph Price and the Marauders. Out front on the move now, Barber right side to the rack with the floater. Nicely done there by Frank Barber with the right hand. So he's got 4 in this first half of play. Central State with a 24-21 lead now. 5:48 remains first half. Cook, right side Watson Gill. Nice head fake by him with the jumper and knocks it down there for Benedict. That triple by Watson Gale gives him 5 in the first half and brings this basketball game tied at 24 each. Central State, they spread that floor on their offensive end. Way away from the basket is how they normally start. Now 10 to shoot, they push it across the floor. Johnson on the move, left side to the rack, missed on the shot, tie up on the inside. Cook and Jeremy Brown tied up in there. As Gilmore makes it back out onto the floor. And out for the first time now for the Marauders of Central State. Let's see if I can't make out that number. Player with dreads. Difficult to make out the number. Out front before the buzzer, they missed on the three-point shot. Cook across the timeline now. We're tied at 24.
Central State in a little, well, thought they were in zone. Looks like they're going to match up here.
Morris doubled immediately as he gets that basketball and a whistle.
He was about a second away from being triple teamed while he was down
No
there.
question.
Oh, that's got to be frustrating, boy, when you know you have the skill to take your man at will, but he gets help, and then the help gets some help.
Get some help from the help. Adume takes a seat and pushed out on the floor now for the Tigers of Benedict. Watson Gale back out for duty. Morris, good move by him, slices to the inside, and they'll get him for the travel violation. So Central State back the other way. We're at 4:41 left in this first half of play.
All tied up. We've been pretty good for the nightcaps being good games this week, Charles.
Yeah, we have. That's Cornish firing a three-pointer in the corner. So Cornish just on the floor and just gets his first points of the ball game. So the Marauders take a 27-24 lead after the three-pointer by Cornish. They'll drop into a 2-3 defense. Watson Gale to the rack right side, and they're going to get him for the offensive foul. Looked like he got hammered across the head there, but that was not the call that was made.
Yeah, that was a collision of bodies down there.
So Watson Gale picks up his second personal. With 4:05 remaining in the first half, Central State with the three-point lead and the basketball.
What's greater, 4 seed in the East, number 1 seed in the West?
They met one time during the course of the season. Benedict won that ball game by 2, though, as Cornish fires another three-pointer. This one from the left flank. That one's off the mark. Rebound back inside. Nicely done there by the Marauders in a half-court set. And the basket inside by Jeremy Brown. Good job there by Frank Blobber III with a good pass to Brown. The lead now 29-24. Marauders have it. Cook with a look, missed on the jumper. Backside a rebound, Brown, and the Marauders. They push, Cook at the block now. Barber back out front to Ruiz. Now Brown works the block, draws the double there. Back out front, that's Ruiz with a good look. Can't put it down. Morris had a hand on it. Out of bounds off of Benedict. It will stay with the Marauders of Central State.
No, we have a lot of fans out in Ohio who are enjoying tonight's action. Central State ladies got the win, and the men looking pretty good here, Charles, with 3:04 to go before halftime.
Indeed. Marauders trying to send both of their teams into semifinal play. Timeout on the floor comes with 3:04 remaining in this first half. Central State with that 29-24 lead. They've done a good job in this first half. 12 of 29 shooting from the floor.
And not only are the Central State cheerleaders out here as well, sitting behind us, the Central State dance team, the CSU Bells. So we've got Bells, we have cheerleaders, men's action, women's action. It's a good Wednesday night.
Thought you were going to say bells and whistles. We got officials with those out here.
Yeah, we're gonna let Central State get all the shine there on that one. And got a lot of people out in Ohio hanging out with us on Twitter. So put that hashtag in of SIAC. Let us know. Yeah, hanging out with us tonight.
A little bit of replay action coming here for the Marauders of Central State. On the right side, they work it. That's Akil Cornish with that triple deep in the corner for the Marauders of Central State. Yeah. Cornish just got on the floor and made his presence known right away with that three-point basket.
Benedict's been in that 2-3 zone, and Central State's done a pretty effective job of finding the open spots, attacking that defense.
We're back after the timeout now. Marauders making it onto the floor first. .304 remains first half. Benedict at 10 of 23 shooting. Marauders, Cornish inbounds it down low to Brown at the block, and somehow able to maneuver himself free, covered under the block and found a way to get there for the lay-in.
Had the size advantage, just had to be a little patient to find his opportunity to power it up.
Not surprised that Benedict just didn't double him down there. He was so deep up under the basket. Foul going to be called on the half-court set here.
He was embedded.
Good word. So Brandon Morris now to the line to shoot after he's fouled by Brown, who commits his second. He'll take a seat. Pritchard departs the ball game as well, but he'll depart for the Tigers of Benedict as Brown comes back out. That's Cairo Brown for Benedict.
Well, looking at the Benedict roster, you got Georgia, New York, Florida, Mississippi, North Carolina, England, Texas, New Jersey. More New Jersey, South Carolina.
Morris missed on the free throw. Cornish misses on the three-point shot. Devontae Wiltshire on the floor now for the Tigers of Benedict. Works it inside Morris. Morris to the rack. They'll count that one, I believe. They will count the basket.
Yep, if he can make that move before the double team gets there, those are the type of things that he can accomplish.
Frank Barber picks up that foul. That's his second. And Brandon Morris to the line to shoot here for the Tigers of Benedict. Morris with 19 points in that first round win over the Magicians. Had the double there with the 19 points and 13 rebounds, along with 4 assists and 1 steal. So the Marauders of Central State at this point trying to contain Morris as much as they can. They've been doubling him just about every trip down the floor. Still has 8 points at this juncture, along with 4 rebounds. Morris got that one from the free throw line. So 31-26 after the free throw from Morris. Give him 9 in the first half.
Yeah, we see the move here by Morris. Just a quick spin, gets to the bucket, gets the foul, gets the free throw, and that's how Coach Watson likes to draw it up when they can get that done.
Still a 5-point lead now for the Marauders of Central State, though.
Yeah, Coach Watson just smiled. Let's mark that down in the book. That was one smile.
Yeah, you won't get very many. Out front now, it's Gilmore handling. Ruiz takes a look. Now Cornish pushes a pass left side to Daniels. Top of the key, Chris Cook with the basketball. On the move, that's the one-handed floater to the rack by Daniels. It's off the mark, but fighting for the rebound is Chris Cook, the sophomore, over the Cornish. Right-handed hook shot by him. He left it on the cylinder, and finally Frost clears for the Tigers. Wiltshire, left
arms,
side.
hands, slapping.
Yeah.
Goodness.
Frost at the block. Deep pass, he can't handle it. Turnover by Wiltshire. And we'll go back the other way. They'll likely credit Frost with that turnover, but that pass created the problems for Frost. Frost at 6'7", and when that bounce pass does not come up high enough, it's problems for the taller players.
Yep, exactly. Got all those hands down there around his knees slapping at him.
And a steal there by Wiltshire. He picked Gilmore clean. Wiltshire leaves it back out. Udume for 3. Can't get it to fall. Rebound, though. Cook, nice job by him, saves it. Cairo Brown, Wiltshire, now for 3. Banked it home out front. So Wiltshire with that triple brings it to 1.
Bank with the credit union, still open out there.
Sure. That's ATM action there. Late into the night. Cook, the sophomore out front from Canton, Ohio. On the weave, that's Daniels with the triple from out front, and he answers with the three-pointer.
Nice looking stroke there on that shot.
Daniels with 5 after the three-point shot there. Lead to 4 for the Marauders. We're under a minute remaining first half. Cook trying to push it inside. Now right corner Wiltshire. Adume on the move left side. He'll raise and fire. Remmer on his three-point effort. Frost not called for over the back there. Central State comes back the other way with the basketball. Cornish out front. 15 left in the first half. And a timeout taken by Coach Joseph Price, likely with 12.9 seconds left.
Hey, Takira Ballin 3 out there on Twitter. Says the Marauders playing some good basketball tonight. Let's go, boys. Hashtag SIAC, hashtag HBCU game day. Appreciate that, appreciate the retweets. All the activity and the engagement on Twitter and all the support of HBCU game day as we bring you the game live on Twitter, live on Fire TV, live on YouTube, and live at hbcugameday.com. We've been bringing it to you all week long. Charles Ward has done an excellent job on the play-by-play. We've had some kids from Clark Atlanta from Miles College helping us out on camera. Toby Durham and HBCU Live has powered the production, and hats off to the SIAC for doing business a little differently than just the old status quo here.
Indeed, you're right. Good complement of partners pulling this thing together. So with 12.9 seconds remaining, it'll be Gilmore to inbound it for the Marauders. We'll see if they can't get a basket before the buzzer. Ruiz out front now, down to 10.
Tick, 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 tick.
Right side for him. He's still doubled to the rack. Floater missed on the shot, but there with the putback on the backside is Chris Cook. So that's just how Joseph Price drew it up from the sideline.
That's what we were
Ruiz,
going
you
to
take
do.
him in. And we take a look at that replay. Has a good job done there in that half-court set with just 12 seconds left.
Clock winding down, and there he goes off the backboard. Thank you.
Indeed, just on that play there, the Tigers of Benedict just got beat to the block there by Cook at the buzzer.
Yeah,
So we're at the intermission now. It's a 36-30 lead for the Marauders of Central State over the Tigers of Benedict College. We'll step out for a break here. More activity at the break coming your way on HBCU Game Day as we continue our coverage of the 2018 SIAC Basketball Tournament.
I'm Valonda Calloway with HBCU Game Day, and performing here at the Georgia Dome for the Honda Battle of the Bands is like a Super Bowl for bands. And for Benedict College, a small school here for the very first time, it is quite the honor. This is a draining, emotional experience, isn't it?
Oh, yes it is. Yes it is. All the energy, all the preparations, but it's all worth every minute, every day we rehearse, all the rehearsal time we put in. This is what it's all about. HBCU bands will survive regardless. We want to thank the Honda Corporation and all of the other people who presented help to us to get here for the first time in the history of Benedict College.
Wow.
Yes.
So you must have such a large sense of pride to be representing your school this way for the very first time.
Yes, and that's one of the reasons we call our band the Marching Tiger Band of Distinction, with emphasis on distinction. We've been that way ever since the late Herman Jones, and still what we have, and we were blessed to carry it on from here, and who knows, we're going to continue to strive for the highest. We're going to continue to do the things that we need to do to make sure that our program is one of the best in the world.
So how do you feel about your performance?
The performance went exceptionally well. Matter of fact, there's something we always say in rehearsals. We don't do it until we can get it right. We do it until we cannot get it wrong. That's how we do. That's what we do. And the kids, the staff, and everybody else, I just want to thank them personally for all the hard work that they put in to make this program complete.
My name is Brendan Malone. I'm the drum major for Benedict College Marching Tiger Band of Distinction. Ready for HBCU Game Day, baby. Let's go. go, Tigers. Yeah, yeah.
Quincy January, senior from St. Augustine's University, power forward, sport management major from Riverdale, Georgia.
Christian Kirchman, I'm point guard here at Smith, and I'm from Roanoke, Virginia.
Robert Davis, shooting guard here at Johnson C. Smith University. I'm from West Friendship, Maryland.
Ramel Bellfield. I was born and raised in Roanoke Rapids, North Carolina. And I'm here shooting guard senior at Livingstone.
We real competitive, man.
Yeah. Competing with each other,
yeah. One-on-one shooting games.
You can't beat me in nothing.
Yeah. Don't let them fool you out here, man.
One thing that I'm for sure going to say is that we want to see us win a championship. That's my main focus. So that's the one thing that I can always carry over with me because they can't take that away from you.
Everything you try to hide behind during the season, it comes out at the tournament. So if you're a dog, you're going to be a dog. If you pretend to be a dog, you can show up the biggest cat in that arena. So I'm ready to see what them dogs are.
Anything can happen when you're broadcasting live sporting events. Out of all things, a stray basketball.
Yeah, knocked the whole computer off. We had to reboot, and we were just about to come back from the halftime break, and as the players were warming up, ball came over here and just messed up the entire operation. So we're rebuilding the show here, so we'll have the full allotment of graphics back in just a second. But in the meantime, I'd like to shout out all the people who are in the Student Center on campus at Central State. They are watching the stream, so thank all you guys. And I saw some people on Twitter said one more win, and they might make it down here on Friday.
Yeah, they asked if we could give them a shout out. Happy to do it.
Yeah, so we'll verbally give you the score here. It's 39-34 in favor of Central State with just about 18 minutes to go here in the second half. We'll have our full allotment of graphics back on the screen in just a minute as Toby Durham is frantically putting the show back together over here.
Half court set here for the Tigers of Benedict. Basketball's lost in play there, but comes back to Brown. Brown to Morris, and a whistle.
Ooh, that didn't count, but that was nice.
I think they were saying it was a shot clock violation. We didn't hear a buzzer there. But the basketball going over to the Marauders of Central State. 39-34 lead for Marauders. They have the basketball. Take a look at some of the quick first half stats. At Central State now at 41% shooting from the floor, 16 of 39, 13 of 29 for the Tigers of Benedict College. They're at 44%. Central State in that first half of play led in scoring by Chris Scott and Charles Ruiz with 7 each. And for the Tigers of Benedict College, Morris had 9, and they got 8 from Jelani Watson-Gale. So play getting set to resume now, and the basketball is going to belong to the Tigers of Benedict College. So Coach Watson there at the sideline talking to the officials as they push that basketball back in play. Cook now works it to Brown. And now Cook, foul line extended, drops the jumper there for the Tigers of Benedict. So make it a 3-point differential now, 39-36. Central State still with the lead.
Chris Scott has his hands full with Brandon Morris down there in the post. That's going to be an interesting matchup to follow for the rest of the second half.
Whistles underneath, and the foul's going to be called against Brandon Morris. So Morris picks up his second, and that will send Frank Barber to the line, shooting here for Central State. Barber with 4 points in that first half of play, 3 rebounds, and 1 steal. First scoring opportunity in the second half for him, and he converts on that free throw.
I'd say the dialogue between players, coaches, and referees just as exciting as the game. I'm watching Brandon Morris, and he's like, come on, man, really? Really?
Free throws good there by Barber. 41-36 Central State. Benedict now. Cook pushes across the timeline on a foul in the backcourt. They're going to call that one on Frank Barber against Brandon Morris. The two of them headed back down on the other end of the floor, probably, and kind of got tied up near the mid-strike.
Well, there's a lot of legs out there to get tangled up.
Yeah. So Benedict will have it, and Barber picks up his third. Out front now, Cairo Brown. Right side, Cook. Morris takes a turn. Frost fighting for position inside. Watson-Gale with the jumper out front, creases the rim, and the errant shot comes away to Charles Ruiz with the rebound. Ruiz, hard push left side underneath, and the reverse lay-in, nicely done there by Martin Oliver, the sophomore. So good transition there for Central State on that basket. They lead it 43-36 now. Morris out front, foul line extended right side. He'll push to the left, and the whistle on the drive.
CSU bells behind us, providing a little on cue.
Gotta love it.
I hope you can hear that well, but they gave him the old sit down.
Morris shooting from the line, and he missed on the first of two. Chris Cook on the floor now for the Marauders. Cook with a big body at 6'4", 225 pounds. Joined down at the block by Chris Scott at 6'8", 230.
Yeah, I want to be in front of them at the training table.
Sure. 43-37. As Morris got one of those free throws, he's got 10 in the ball game. Down low now. And Scott got an easy lay in on the inside.
Just half a second ahead of Morris there to the hoop.
Scott with 7. Half court set now for the Tigers of Benedict College. They go down at the block to Morris. Hard move by him in the paint, pushes back, and a whistle inside. Call that on Martin Oliver. So Oliver with his first. And Benedict will inbound. Left of their cylinder. Watson Gale, now Frost. Brown pushes, right corner, Watson Gale for 3. Had a good look there, hit the front iron. The rebound, backside comes to Chris Scott. Scott with 4 rebounds in the basketball game. He'll fire a 3-pointer from outside, missed on the shot. And Cairo Brown makes his way inside to get that rebound for Benedict.
Those are the ones you hate. I got it. I don't got it.
Brown tries the 3. He don't got it either. Missed there. We go back the other way now.
But the ball didn't tease him. He knew as soon as that hit the rim.
Yeah,
no good.
I feel like that was a good shot. Sometimes you know as soon as you shoot it. Ruiz works it left side all the way through the rack. Missed on the shot. Put back there by Cook is off the mark. And Benedict comes away with the basketball. Right side, Watson Gale. Pushing back out front. Now Cook with 14:56 left in the ball game. Inside, and he lost it. Turnover number 7 for the Tigers. Back the other way and a whistle. And we're going to have a travel violation there against Martin Oliver.
Yep, out of control there.
So back-to-back turnovers. It comes with 14:48 left in the basketball game. We'll come to a timeout here with the Marauders leading at 45-37. Shout out to the folks up at Central State at the Student Center. We are back after the timeout. 14:41 remains in the basketball game. Cairo Brown handling for the Tigers of Benedict College out front. They trail 45-37 to the Marauders of Central State. Pritchard in the ball game, pushes back to Adume. He'll fire a three-pointer and knocks it down there for the Tigers of Benedict. So Adume with that three-point shot makes it a 5-point ball game. Central State still with the lead. Out front now with the basketball is Gilmore for the Marauders. Now left corner. On the move, that's Scott. Back over to Cook. 12 to shoot now for Central State. Floater inside the paint, nicely done by Gilmore, but he can't get it to stay down. Wiltshire back the other way for the Tigers now. He's back onto the floor. Give to Pritchard. Whistles inside the paint. And they're going to get Pritchard for the offensive foul. 13:53 left in this quarterfinal ball game. Winner of this contest will push on to the semifinals on Friday, meeting either the Panthers of Clark Atlanta or the Golden Rams of Albany State, who meet tomorrow at 7:45 in more quarterfinal action from the SIAC basketball tournament. We'll talk about tomorrow's schedule here in a little bit, as the Marauders come across the timeline now. Devon Daniels with the basketball. Now Ruiz out front. They try to work it down inside to Cook. Cook to the rack, challenged Pritchard, and they'll get Pritchard for the foul. So the Marauders just simply trying to spread the floor and take advantage of not necessarily the height differential, but the physicality of its players on the inside. Pritchard at 6'5", listed at 180 pounds. He's no match for Chris Cook. Cook at about that same height, but probably 50 pounds more. Cook for the second. And he got that to fall. So a 46-40 lead here for the Marauders of Central State. Cook in the ball game now with 3 points. Half-court set now for the Tigers of Benedict. Wiltshire slides left side. Now up top, Morris. Brandon foul unextended. Back to Wiltshire. Now it's bounce pass to Pritchard. Pritchard's going to be assaulted there by Cook as he penetrated left side. Cook trying to jump out there for the defense, but just kind of flung his body out there, and he fouled Pritchard. So Pritchard shooting here. With Central State leading at 46-40. Pritchard missing on the first of two. Tigers of Benedict 5 of 10 shooting from the free throw line. Pritchard set for the second.
Charles, someone actually said something nice about you on Twitter.
Oh, boy.
Oh, Letta Baby, at Letta Baby said, shout out to the commentators. Y'all doing y'all job keeping us entertained. Had to get the vernacular right. Y'all doing y'all job.
Well, you do the thing then.
Make it do what it do. Hey, thank you for hanging out with us.
Yeah, thanks for that shout out. Long day here, 4 ball games. Nothing compared to yesterday. We had 5 on tap then.
Hey, man, this feels like vacation.
Sure.
It's a half day. Half day at work.
Running jumper inside the paint by Daniels. He tried to bank it there. Missed on the shot, but he'll draw the foul, and he will go to the line.
Now, look, we do get to filter through what tweets we want to put on the air. Toby, he's not a big tweeter, so he saw some other tweets out there. He said, is this what they do on Twitter? I said, yeah, Toby. That's how it works. It can get a little petty and hyper-negative out there. Saw somebody say, could you put the camera on the cheerleaders, please?
Everybody wants what they want when they want it.
Yeah. That's how it goes, man.
The man said you can't give the people what they want all the time. Because if you give the people what they want all the time, then they'll want it all the time.
Yep. I try to explain that to a 4-year-old on a daily basis. Daddy,
I can guess how that went.
Can we go to Toys R Us today? No. If you go every day, there will be no excitement about the 2 times a year I take you.
Out front, Cairo Brown working. And a bump out front there by Tom Johnson.
I think he had that intent in his mind. He
Sure.
was sending a message there.
You could sense that, couldn't you? Get ready for the hard bump. Get ready for the hard bump. Here it comes.
It's like, I know you're going to call this foul.
Johnson picks up his second. And that'll send Cairo Brown, the junior, to the line to shoot. Rattled, and he missed on the first. Well, it looks like we had a lane violation there. But I thought he was shooting two initially. You know, he was just out front, so it was a... Well, they're in the bonus, so... Oh, no, that was a lane violation that got him there on that front end of the 1-and-1. Now he's able to shoot the second. 12:39 remains. Central State with a 48-42 lead. Cairo Brown for the Tigers at the line shooting, trying to cut into that. Second free throw makes it 48-43. Brown on the game now with 8 points. And here comes Tom Johnson in the half-court set across the timeline. Daniels left side whistles, and he commits to travel.
Drug that pivot foot just a little bit.
Turnover number 7 for the Marauders of Central State. Pritchard back out on the floor now for the Tigers. He'll replace Umar Frost in their lineup.
Had some love on Twitter for the Tumblers as well. We had a flipper down there for Central State. He flipped all the way down into the Benedict cheerleader. I need more court. Give me more court.
Sure. Entry pass, Pritchard. Right corner, Adume for three again. This one on the side of the cylinder. Rebound comes clear. The Ruiz and the Marauders. Cheerleaders in this conference at this tournament, very acrobatic, very physical in terms of their performances.
Which school was that where the guy disrobed while he was flipping?
Good call.
I forgot. Oh, sorry, senior moment here, but somebody did so many flips and took their shirt off the other night in the middle of the flip.
I want to say it was Claflin early on, but not 100% sure about that.
I'll have to go back to the YouTube archive. If you've missed anything this week here at the SIAC Tournament with our exclusive coverage here on HBCU Game Day, all games are posted on YouTube. You can go back and relive some of your favorite moments.
Media time out on the floor here inside the arena. Chance for us to take a look perhaps at some more tweets that are coming in as a part of the ball game.
Toby's in the
Toby
queue.
says no on that one, thumbs down.
We got to get Toby out of the queue. I think Toby's a little too thin-skinned for Twitter. Stay on Facebook where your mama will hit like on all your pictures there.
Hey, man, don't down Facebook.
It's the safe zone, man.
We're the cool people.
Yeah, 1985. Hey, talk a little bit about Brandon Morris here. He was until he got unseated as the player of the year in the SIAC by Tyrese Walker. But, man, he's been a handful for all teams this year. And so many great players in the SIAC. You know it's really good competition when it's hard to repeat as player of the year because competition is so good.
Certainly not a reflection of his ability as you see this highlight reel of him here. He's just a great player inside and out. Tonight being kind of contained a bit by the Marauders with 10 points, but over the course of the season, that man has earned every accolade that he has gotten. Senior departing the Benedict College program, and he's going to be somebody that's awfully difficult to replace. And full expectation is that his playing career will continue somewhere.
Oh, yeah. No doubt about that.
Morris just a very staple of that Tiger team throughout this season. Led them to a 20-9 mark on the regular season, and they finished 4th in the East. So at the line now for the Marauders, it'll be Chris Scott after the converted basket here. Chance for the three-point play.
At the very least, his passport will be getting a workout a year from now.
At the very minimum, you're right. So many opportunities to play professional basketball at different locations and different levels now. as Brown goes to the rack for the lay-in.
Yeah, as the Ball brothers showed us, Lithuania basketball hotspot.
Sure. Johnson out front now for the Marauders. They lead it 50-45. Tigers still hanging around here in this basketball game. At the block now.
Oh, nice bend.
Underneath.
Oh, yeah.
Nice job to the left side of the cylinder.
Not rooting for either team, but, man, I like it when people can pull off a really sweet play, and that was a sweet spin.
So the lead back up to 7 now. 10:48 left in the ball game. Adume out front now. At the post, Morris. Picked up there by Cook. Across the floor, Watson Gale now at the block. Cook. And they almost throw it away, but Cook regains. Now they've only got 2 to shoot. Brown has to hoist it from outside. Missed on the shot, but Morris there for the rebound.
And that's what he's
number
going to
6
get.
for him.
Double team, nearly triple team while he had the ball.
Watson Gale missed on a 3-point shot, but Ndume runs it down far side of the floor. We're approaching 10 minutes, 10 seconds left in the ball game. Brown trying to get an entry pass. He'll go left post to Morris. Morris dared, he took it, and he missed. For basketball to Johnson, and here comes the Marauder basketball team. Left side Johnson, now back out front. That's Daniels with the basketball. We're under 10 minutes remaining in this quarterfinal ball game. Winner trying to advance to the semifinals on Friday.
Coach Price shouting orders from the sidelines. The man in black, he's going Johnny Cash tonight.
And inside there, Scott trying to cash in with the left-hand hook shot, not able to convert. Back the other way, Brandon Marsh cashes in with the flush follow for the Tigers of Benedict.
Follow the break, fill the lane, and slam it home.
Make it 52-47. Morris to 12 points in the ball game now. Daniel near the mid-strike. Now Johnson takes over as we come near the 9-minute mark left in the ball game. Shot clock at 7. And Johnson still way away from the basket. Pushes back out Ruiz, 3-point range, and drains it about 5 feet away from the NBA 3-point line.
Look at that flick of the wrist.
So Ruiz from way downtown nets his 10th point of the ball game and pushes the Marauder lead to 55-47. We're at 8:33 left in the contest. Adume, right left corner, he's tied up there and throws the basketball away. Johnson with a 2-on-2. And denied on the inside by Cairo Brown. And he got that basketball back somehow, and he got the lay-in. Back the other way. Morris goes down, and he's favoring that right ankle.
Oh, he fell.
Scott went down, and the weight of Scott hit the ankle of Morris, and he is down on the surface.
Let's see. I think he's going to get it.
Yeah, looks like he is. No ill intent there by Chris Scott there. Morris, fortunately, able to come on up under his own power.
Look, we want to see
the
the
look on that play.
Yeah, we want to see the best players stay on the court, keep these fans entertained. Glad Morris is able to hop up, but it was a scary moment for a few seconds there.
So Morris, after the foul, will go to the free throw line to shoot. And Scott going by him saying, asking if you're okay, man. My bad.
But on the other end, man, that defensive stop on that slam dunk attempt, you want to see that rewarded, but then they turn around and turn the ball
turn it right back into a basket.
Yeah.
Great anticipation there by Cairo Brown. He just caught Johnson midair, met that ball right near the cylinder.
Yeah. Man, we need to see some of those selfies down from the Central State Student Center. I know those fans are pretty excited. Their team with a 10-point win as they are watching the game from probably what seems like far, far away from Birmingham, Alabama right now. But I know they want to see their guys make it to the semifinals and maybe the hopes of a championship for the #1 seed out of the West.
They're up by 10. Fans might start thinking about warming up the bus. 8:14 remains. Johnson across the timeline, up to Scott. Right side behind the arc now, that's Barber. Shot clock at 10. Entry pass, doubled at the block is Scott. Scott pushes back out, Ruiz pushes left side, raises, tries to bank it, missed on the shot, but the backside rebound comes to Barber. He missed. Back out on the floor now is Brown. Brown ties it up inside the paint. Basketball loose. He and Brandon Morris inside the paint. And the jump ball favors the Marauders of Central State.
Tell you what, we've created a monster. Toby's falling down the Twitter rabbit hole. He's got people tweeting him directly. Toby has a fan club on Twitter.
On Twitter.
Come on, Toby. Show some tweets, and you took the bait. Old Doug Brown baited you.
Call him out. Good job. Call him out.
Hey, I'll tell you what. Let's see the Central State cheerleaders here. I know their fans are back home wanting to see all the action. There we go. Camera one's on it.
This cheer squad has worked hard here tonight.
Oh, man.
Double duty.
Yeah. Dance squad as well. They had a dance competition to kick off the week. So student athletes are more than just people who put the ball through the hoop. I mean, you look at the work that the cheerleaders do, and look, you just can't show up and flip all the way down the court and, somersaults in the air. And I know I don't have the vernacular down right. On your feet for 2 games in a row and dancing. Man, look, it's not just for anybody.
And credit them. And the cheerleaders from both squads, actually. Both of their teams in quarterfinal action today, the men and the women. On the women's side, it was the Lady Marauders who will advance to the semifinals on Friday. And their men are trying to follow. Out front now. Johnson handles near the mid-stripe. He backpedals as Brown has that defensive assignment. 10 seconds to shoot. Left corner now on the move with the basketball to Scott. To the rack left side. Whistles on the penetration. They're going to get him for the push-off as he went toward the cylinder.
Hey, I'd like to do an ask of the fans. If you're watching us right now, especially on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the HBCU Game Day channel. So whenever we go live, you'll get notifications. And look, we cover everything. Football, basketball, spring sports are coming up. We do all conferences. I know we're heavy SIAC right now, but CIAA, SWAC, MEAC. I went to, where did I go? I went down to check out the Tornado. I did some NAIA basketball this year. Yeah, I went to Talladega, checked out the Tornadoes. So we cover it all. So make sure you subscribe, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Instagram. And look, if it's HBCU, we'll have it for you.
Indeed, a very comprehensive platform for HBCU Game Day. And the content is second to none. At the block, Morris got it airborne and got the lay-in left side.
Boy, he's second to none down in the paint.
That'll push him to 15 points in the ball game after that lay-in left side. 6:44 remains. 7-point lead there for the Marauders. They're in a half-court set now. Out front, that's Barber. Pushes left side with the pass to Brown. Central State trying to be very deliberate each trip down the floor, but still get a good look. Scott pushes back out front. Brown for 3, front of the iron. Shots off the mark.
That's one-arm rebound there.
And they'll get a fresh 30.
Just yank that out of the sky.
6:10 left in the ball game. Barber pushes Johnson right side. 8 to shoot now.
It's make something happen time.
It's Ruiz out front. He'll raise and fire. That's well within his range, but he missed on that one.
Oh, these offensive rebounds by Central State. Oh, that's going to get under the skin of Coach Fred Watson.
Indeed. Chris Scott doing a good job down there, get the second chance opportunities for the offense. There's Ruiz to the rack. He got the lay-in, and he drew the foul inside. Cook trying to catch up with that play.
The last minute of basketball has just been textbook by Central State. When the basket didn't go, they've got the offensive rebound, and now going to the hole, the hoop, and the harm. Chance to push it back to a 10-point lead.
Don't know if this, how much of a factor this is, but right now the Tigers of Benedict looking a little bit more winded than the Marauders of Central State. Benedict played on Monday in tournament action. Their second spot of duty here on Wednesday. And the fresh legs of the Marauders right now seems to be the difference in where we are on the floor.
Well, you know what gives you that juice? Start making some buckets, you feel a little better.
Yeah, that'll change things real quick.
When you got to play defense and that shot clock resets 3 times in a row.
Yeah. You're exerting a lot of energy down there. And from the line, Ruiz can't convert on the three-point play, but he got the basket. He's got 12 in the ball game. And we're at 5:33 left in the contest with a 59-50 lead for Central State. Out front, Pritchard. Left side, Cairo Brown now. He'll push hard right side. Bumped, no call. Now the whistle comes. That would have counted had he made it. So Brown just kind of knocked off track, able to still get that basketball toward the cylinder. Brown with 10 points.
You really have to take a look at what Central State has done. Coming into the season, you thought Dwight Richards was going to be, you know, a big contributor.
Sure.
He had an injury just kind of nagging from last year, never really got all the way together, and now he's not able to be that guy for this team, but they've rebounded and look where they are now.
Good point. Excellent point. Adume back out on the floor now for the Tigers of Benedict. So is Umar Frost.
Saw Richards this summer at that top 50 NBA camp. He was there, wasn't able to scrimmage. He went through some of the workouts, but just could never, health-wise, get back right for this season.
Very unfortunate for him. Out front now. This is Barber with the basketball. Over to Ruiz. We approach 5 minutes left in this quarterfinal ball game. Left side at the block. That's Brown. Works underneath, bends back out, missed on the quick shot left side. Cairo Brown wants to push for the Tigers. Right corner, Adume for 3. Rattled, and it stayed down for him. That's another big basket. A couple of occasions in this ball game when they've needed a three-point shot, Adume's come through to keep the basketball game close. Does it again here. 59-54 after his three-pointer in the corner. Johnson backpedals near the mid-stripe now. Cairo Brown guarding closely. Now at 10, Johnson going to go all the way through the rack and missed on the lay-in. Frost clears. And it's taken away by Johnson at the mid-stripe, but he commits the foul on Cairo Brown. And Brown will be on the other end of the floor shooting free throws.
Yeah, and he knew immediately. He called for his own sub with picking up his 4th foul there. He knew what time it was.
Devon Daniels set to come in now for the Marauders. So Brown to shoot from the free throw line. He's 5 of 8 in the basketball game from there.
Benedict's been trailing here, but not out of it. They can cut it down to a 3-point lead or a pair of free throws here.
Brown good on the first. Daniels out on the floor. And Sterling Gilmore comes back out as well. So Johnson departs, and so does Chris Ruiz. Brown 2 of 2 from the free throw line there. Make it 59-56. We go to 4:15 left in the basketball game.
Whatever happens, I'm not going to mention the word overtime and Benedict in the same sentence.
Good. Down the other way, another turnover there. Morris going to try to take it the length of the floor with the lay-in left side. Good body control there by Brandon.
Yeah.
And we're down to just a 1-point lead here for the Marauders now. 3 minutes, 50 seconds left in the ball games. Central State by 1.
Morris had to turn on the Jets. He knew if they caught up with him.
Scott out front, hard push by him, left side with the left-handed shot. That's off the mark. Adume back the other way for the Tigers of Benedict. they can take the lead with a basket here. We're at 3:26 left in the ball game.
Remember those tired guys you were talking about?
Sure. Remember the comment you made about it?
They look
Came right to life. Made some baskets, seemed to be energized. 3:22 remains. 59-58 lead for the Marauders of Central State. Back after the quick timeout.
Yes. We can't go to break now. We got a call with Mr. Official here. He's over here chatting us up.
We'll stay. I don't know if you heard him when he was coming down the floor after the couple of baskets by the Tigers. Took his whistle partly out of his mouth and said, as he was running down the floor, "Here we go." He knows things are going to tighten up some. Officials for tonight's ball game. See them there on camera doing a good job in this contest.
So, what does this say here? It says free Tui juice for the commentators after the game. We're going to have to ask the young people behind us. I have no idea what Tui juice is.
Tui juice?
Yeah. Have you partaken in some Tui juice?
Not knowingly.
We don't know.
Well,
I just found out what the shoot dance is like 5 hours ago.
We just want to know what the Tui juice is. Come back to us and let us know.
Toby went and did some research. Did you find out what Tui juice is? Cafeteria drink. That was jungle juice when we were growing up. All right, well, look, free is me. I'm all about free 99, so you had me at free.
Boy, I tell you what, I am getting up to speed at this tournament.
Charles, we're just making you hip hop here, Charles.
Tell me, man. Next thing you know, I'm gonna have some baggies.
Let's not go too far. Well, you know, baggies are out now. You gotta have the skinny jeans.
Boy, yeah. You know, I see guys with them in those suits, and I'm like, okay, maybe 30 years ago I could have been in some skinny jeans.
I'm still trying to find my waistline these days.
Tigers trying to take a lead here with 3:10 remaining. They got 5 to shoot. Watson Gill slides to paint. His shot rejected. Good work there by the Marauders on the defense. Ruiz back the other way, and he's going to be fouled. So a great time out there by Coach Joseph Price and the Marauders of Central State. They needed a stop, and they got it. Look at that replay, half-court set there. Marauders very aggressive on that defense, and the rejection there on the inside. Big play when you need it. They got it there with 3:01 remaining, 59-58. We'll step out for a quick break. Final countdown here from the Bill Harris Arena. 3:01 remains, and we are engaged in a good one in this quarterfinal basketball game. Charles Ruiz at the line shooting. Marauders lead at 59-58. Ruiz on the game. 0 of 1 from the free throw line. That one looks to be short. Remmer spins off the mark for him. One more coming here for the junior. Ruiz 1 of 2 from the line, make it 60-58.
Intrigue we have here.
This is Brown across the mid-stripe now for the Tigers of Benedict. Working off a screen by Pritchard. He'll raise, fire the three-pointer, missed on the shot. So Cairo now trying to get that lead for the Tigers from behind the arc, but missed on it. 2:37 left in the basketball game. Coach Fred Watson seated on the sideline now. Sterling Gilmore works it out front for Central State. They go down to the block there to Scott. Scott leans back with the jumper, missed on it. Jeremy Brown got the rebound, and he missed on the putback, but there's a whistle down low, and I think he's going to the line.
This is what you see so much in basketball. One team goes on a run, they start feeling good, the next team responds, and it's like it's a tired analogy, but it's like two boxers just slugging it out. You take some licks, and then you dish some more back out.
Yeah, body blows, headshots. And here at the line, Jeremy Brown trying to deliver a body blow with a free throw, and he got that one to fall good.
Yeah, I'd like to say what's up to all the people in South Carolina watching this game. I know we've been talking a lot about Central State, but the people following Benedict watching closely on YouTube as well.
Benedict with a loyal following for its athletics program as Brown misses the second. Out front now, Adume with the basketball. Pritchard now, left side. Watson Gale free with a look for three and missed on the shot. And down at the baseline, nothing but white jerseys down there, and one of them tapped it out of bounds, so Benedict will have the benefit of the basketball as the Marauders not able to collect that rebound. Dimitri Cook now back out on the floor now for the Tigers of Benedict. He'll replace Mike Adume in the lineup.
I don't know if anyone has more experience in coaching close pressure games, as many overtime Benedict games I've seen in the last couple of years. I'm talking about quadruple marathon games. Fred Watson is no stranger when the game gets close in the final minutes.
Indeed. Trying to remember where it was. I think it was maybe a year or so ago. They had an overtime game. May have been here right here at the tournament last year. And after the game, he was just seated at a remote part of the arena, just sitting there. I went by and I said, Coach, how long can you keep doing this? He's like, man, they're wearing me out.
Yeah, this is Morehouse and Benedict from earlier this year. Some video highlights. Tyrus Walker hit a big shot. This one went to, gosh.
Yeah, in the regulation.
I forgot how many overtimes we went to that night, Charles, but man, it was something.
I think we wound up going with 3 that night, I believe.
Yeah. Tyrus Walker, I remember that shot. The crowd went crazy. A 103-102 victory, so.
Maroon Tigers able to keep that undefeated mark intact after that win.
Yeah, but it was just a year earlier where Benedict was on the opposite end of beating Morehouse in overtime.
Absolutely right. Cook out front now. We're at under 2 minutes left in the ball game. Entry pass blocked away, and Cook somehow comes away with it. That's a good call there by the official. Cook, after the turnover on the pass, trying to get back in there to get that steal. So they'll hit Cook with the foul.
Well, we got a little meeting here amongst the officials.
Gather just in front of us.
Make sure they're all on the same page.
And they all are. It'll go the way that it was initially called. And the line for the Marauders is going to be Sterling Gilmore, the senior. Gilmore with just 2 points in this ball game. Quiet night for him, but a chance to be big here from the free throw line. 61-58, Marauders lead it. Gilmore with the first, knocks that down. Frost back out, so is Adume for the Tigers of Benedict. As Gilmore has one more coming. Lead now to 4. for Central State. And Gilmore goes 2 of 2 from the line. Pritchard back out for the Tigers. So is Cairo Brown. Brandon Morris and Adume, the only 2 seniors listed on this roster for the Tigers of Benedict College. As they work it out front to Pritchard, left side Adume fires a 3-pointer and drops it there for the Tigers. Again, when the Tigers need a 3-point basket, they go to Adume and he delivers.
Cuts that lead down to 2. $1:30 remaining.
And Joseph Price and the Marauders take a timeout. They'll be in a half-court set after the timeout, leading it by 2.
And they've done pretty well with possessions after timeouts, both defensively and offensively.
We have a replay coming away of what we see here from Adume dropping down that triple for the Tigers of Benedict. Good square look coming off the bench. That's tough to do.
When you're a specialist, that's your job, and when each man does his job, the team often succeeds.
1:33 remains. And the officials there done a good job of controlling this basketball game.
I got some more Twitter shout-outs there. Hey, you've been tweeting crazy for your school. There you go. You are live with HBCU Game Day. Young man, old, ... Kind of ran out of the characters on the screen. But I know that feeling. I used to be a young man, now an old man.
You're shouted out. RT.
Oh, that's a retweet.
Well, RT on the retweet. You see what I know, right? I'm going to go over there by Toby. I might pick up something if I get by him.
You got to get that part, because otherwise you'll be like, man, there's 1 million RTs on Twitter.
No, everywhere. Everybody can be named RT. Oh, you just called me out nationally, man. That's bad. Underneath, Ruiz had it taken away. Good defensive work there by the Tigers. This is Brown out front with a minute remaining. The Tigers' chance to tie this basketball game up or take a lead. Watson Gale behind the arc right side. Now Adume circles back up with the pass. 7 to shoot now for Benedict.
There it is.
Morris will handle it left side, floats to the rack, and he challenges Scott on the inside, and he draws the foul.
I was waiting. I said, Morris has got to get a touch here. He's your go-to guy. Can't run down this shot clock without giving him an opportunity to put points on the board.
So Morris to the line now. Big free throws in front of the senior here for Benedict. While he's shooting, Toby, can you see if you can find any more tweets from RT? Morris here from the line. First free throw on the front of the cylinder.
You need your senior to be able to step up and deliver in crunch time.
Morris just 3 of 7 from the free throw line in this basketball game. 43 seconds remains. Got the second of 2. 63-62, Central State still with the lead.
Yep, plenty of time. You don't have to foul.
No foul needed here.
Good defense. And
see what happens. 36 on the game clock, 22 on the shot clock. Out front now with the basketball is Ruiz. Adume with that defensive assignment.
Even if you give up a 2, not the end of the world. You do not want to give up a 3 on this possession.
7 to shoot now. Ruiz, he'll raise with a 3-pointer from outside, missed badly. But the rebound and a fight for it on the inside. Jump ball, going to get the basketball over to the Tigers of Benedict College. 63-62, and Benedict now with 14 seconds and a chance to eke out a win if they can get a basket here.
We have not had a buzzer beater all week.
Lots of things could happen this trip down the floor.
All right. This is what I've been waiting for. Took us about 35 games to get here.
35.
I lost count, man.
So Watson Gale sprinting up to Coach Watson to get some extra instruction as he inbounds this basketball. Marauders lead at 63-62.
Central State has a free safety back there, so no one breaks loose off the screen.
Watson Gale over to Cairo Brown. And here we go now with 10 seconds left. Cairo Brown, left side and back out front, and a whistle. Timeout taken by Coach Watson. He'll take it with 6.2 seconds left. So now you're in the half-court set. You don't have to go that length anymore, and you got 6 seconds to really work out something fine on the inside. Layup, anything will get you the points you need to win it.
Well, you have to imagine they got a couple of options here. They can get the ball to Morris, or Morris can be a decoy because he draws a lot of defenders his way. You don't need a three-point shot here because you're only down by one.
You almost have to take this basketball in the inside the Brandon Morris. He's carried you all year long.
You want to put the onus on the officials maybe to get the ball down in the paint and
make them make a call, or either have them get a free lane to that basket for a lay-in. This ball game, second half, certainly heavily favoring the Marauders of Central State, but somehow the Tigers of Benedict just kind of hanging around, keeping the basketball game within reach. And that's really a good teachable moment there that, you know, even though you're down, if you just continue to fight and stay in the ball game, you can bring the thing close and make something happen where you could possibly win a contest.
Well, as you take a look around, one side of this arena is going to be real happy. The other side is going to be really upset.
So it'll be Cook headed to inbound this basketball. And it looks like with what they've got on the floor, Watson Gale can hit from outside, so can Cairo Brown. Pritchard's a good shooter as well, so they may be trying to set up a decoy with the idea of getting somebody free for a jump shot.
Here we go.
Mars out front, he'll handle the basketball. Left side, and he's fouled immediately. Johnson bumped him. That's number 5 for Johnson. And Johnson sends Morris to the line to shoot here.
Not a lot of pressure, but you definitely want to hit the first.
Sure, you want to at least get this into considerable OT time. 3.8 seconds remains. Morris can be big here if he hits them both. It will be desperation time for the Marauders with just 3.8 seconds left.
Yep, this is college. You can't advance the ball to half court on a timeout, so they would have to go the length of the floor.
Morris was 1 of 2 his last trip to the line. And he missed on the first here.
Now the pressure is on him. You really wanted that one. It's now overtime, or if a miss, you have to foul immediately.
So Morris now, second free throw coming with 3.8 seconds remaining. This is Scott down at the block. So is Jeremy Brown. You know they're going to try to screen out as best they can if there is a miss here.
This is the biggest free throw we've seen all week at the SIAC tournament.
Yep. Things getting tighter here, and Bill Harris from the free throw line.
He hits it.
Morris ties the ball game at 63. And Brandon kind of wincing there. He's at mid-stripe saying, I had it on my shoulders there to win this ball game.
That's not exactly what he said, but that was a good way of cleaning it up.
Yeah, I think his was more of the 4-letter variety, but.
He said 2 words. Each of them had 4 letters.
30-second timeout here with 3.8 seconds left in this basketball game, and we are tied at 63.
Do you try to get something quick, or do you try to get it over half court, call a timeout, and maybe set up some screens here with one more possession?
Good call on that. I'm more prone to think let's just push it through. The worst that can happen is you're going to be in a tie ball game.
They have one more timeout left. You could conceivably get the ball over half court with maybe a second and a half left.
We're going into that area that you talked about, the word that you said you weren't going to use. 3.8 seconds left here. We'll see if we can avoid that.
We could have 5 games after all. String together a few overtimes.
Just the same, right?
Just when you thought it was safe to come outside.
Marauders will have to go the length of the floor. So likely this shot's going to be coming from behind the arc if they're able to advance it that far. They'll push it into Ruiz. He'll work it right side. Less than a fraction to shoot to the rack. Missed on the shot. So we push into free basketball here at Bill Harris Arena. And we push Tali Carr out of the building. We go into overtime, 63-63.
It's Benedict. Benedict thrives on the drama. They thrive on overtime. They like this type of basketball.
You find a team that sometimes, like you said, just has that proclivity. They're always around these situations that they're known for. And certainly for the Tigers of Benedict, that's one of their calling cards, engaged in a lot of overtime basketball games.
Now you have to think about some of these foul situations. Central State, now that we're going to have extra time on the clock, personnel is going to be a little different. Won't have their full allotment of players now, and that could play into this game as we have to play just a little bit longer.
Tom Johnson, to your point, is already fouled out for the Marauders, giving that chance at the line for Morris to end it for the Tigers there. Jeremy Brown on the floor, he's got four personal fouls. Chris Scott with 3, and Chris Cook also with 3 for the Marauders of Central State. For the Tigers of Benedict College, no player with more than 3 for them. Brandon Morris playing with 3, and so is Rodney Pritchard, but that's the most danger that they're in.
Wow.
Good quarterfinal basketball game.
Imagine all the students and the alumni and friends and family across the country between South Carolina and Ohio, all points in between, watching tonight's live stream. And man, there are people sitting on the edge of their seats everywhere.
Indeed. This one, our first overtime basketball game in the tournament. We're up to 222 people watching now.
And that's just on YouTube. We're a couple of different distribution points for you, so we'll tip it off in
do 5 more minutes.
At least.
All right, don't start that now. Scott and Morris to jump. Tap controlled. Benedict with the basketball.
And he was
5-minute overtime period.
Mistimed that jump there. Got up a little too early. That was easy for Benedict. He was feeling froggy.
Brown out front. Left corner, Frost. Entry pass, and they push it back out. Watson Gale for 3. Line drop, triple point there for him.
From across the pond, he gets it to go.
Watson Gale with that 3-pointer. And gives that 66-63 lead for the Tigers of Benedict. Watson Gale from London, England. In case you didn't get the reference there by Tali Carr. Leaning back with the jumper. That shot's off the mark there by Ruiz. Now Benedict can take a quick 5-point lead here early in the overtime period with the basket that's stripped down the floor. Morris wants to handle. Brown guarding him. Quick move. Brandon Morris foul line extended. Missed badly on that shot. Basketball is loose on the floor, and Frost took it away for the Tigers of Benedict. Benedict just wanted that basketball more on that transition. We're down to 3:50 in the overtime period now. Watson Gill from behind the arc. They're going down low to Morris. He's tied up down there. Jump ball called. And good defensive surge down low by the Marauders to deny it on the possession arrow. They'll have it.
Yeah, when you get into overtime, man, a 5-point, getting in a 5-point hole, that can feel like, ooh,
yeah,
we're down 8, we're down 10.
In the backcourt now, Gilmore handles the basketball. Johnson fouled out in regulation, so Gilmore likely to go the distance in this overtime period. Left side, Ruiz with the basketball. Top of the key, Jeremy Brown now with 13 to shoot for the Marauders. Back out front, Daniels handles. He'll push left side all the way through the rack, and they'll get him for the offensive charge. Wow. Down at the block, Dimitri Cook. Good positioning. The junior drew that foul.
The emotional swings in basketball is so incredible. You can be up so high and then down so low and then back up high again.
So play going to stop momentarily there as Watson Gale handles the mop, cleaning up the perspiration here. 3:16 left in the OT, the first period. Watson Gale now over to Brown. And Benedict leading by 3, 66-63. Over to Morris, left side. Jeremy Brown guarding him. Brandon works left side, slices inside the paint, and we're going to have a foul there. Good call there by the official. Jeremy Brown constantly trying to catch up with Brandon Morris as he moved left side.
That was a rough ride right there.
Frost trying to get into the ball game. And Brown with that foul, he fouls out of the basketball game.
Yep, that's now 2 Marauders who have fouled out here.
So Johnson took an early seat. Jeremy Brown departs now after that foul. So you're getting short on bodies, Coach Price is. As Morris from the free throw line, this time he didn't get the shooter's roll on the first end of the 2-shot foul. Morris missed that one there, and one more coming.
It's now 5 for 11 from the free throw line tonight.
Second of 2 here. Got the second. Seems to use that first free throw as a warm-up.
Yeah. Judge's distance.
It is a 4-point lead now for the Tigers. We're down to 2:50 remaining in the overtime period. Out front with the basketball is Barber. Now they give it up top to Scott. Daniels handles, and it's 10 to shoot now for the Marauders. Out away from the basket is Scott. He'll work it inside, spins, stumbles, and he travels with the basketball. That's good defensive work there by Umar Frost to maintain its position. With that shot clock winding down, Scott knew he had to go, and he went too quickly.
Yep, Central State, just a little bit. Looking like they're starting to lose just a little bit of composure.
2:33 remains in the basketball game.
Everybody's calling me out for calling overtime. I just said it was a possibility. That's all I said.
2:33 left in the overtime.
Hey, but you're still watching, right? You're still watching?
67-63.
Did we interrupt Grey's Anatomy or something? Is that still on TV? I don't know.
Boy. Out front now, Cairo Brown handles. Danger zone here from the Marauders if the Tigers can get a basket here. We're approaching 2 minutes left. Make it tougher for them to come back. Right now the lead is 4.
Morris strong.
Challenges inside. He got the basket and the foul. So Morris to the rack with authority, and he got the lay-in. And he will be to the free throw line shooting. So give him 22 in the ball game. 6 of 12 from the free throw line. What counts is if he can convert on this three-point play as we take a look at the replay. When in doubt, go to your go-to man. And down underneath, Brandon Morris delivers for the Tigers of Benedict.
On the block, got behind his defender and saw open space and opportunity, and he took advantage of it.
Lead is 6, and he missed on the free throw.
He's not a first free throw type of guy. At least not tonight.
And here comes Gilmore across the timeline now. We're at 2 minutes left in the ball game. And up top, Daniels pops with the basketball. Left it behind for Ruiz. Thinks 3. Pushes inside the arc. And now with the jumper foul on extended left side, he knocks it down. 1:43 remains. Benedict by 4. Up the floor they go to Watson Gale. He'll pull back and wait for the rest of the group. We're at 1:30 now.
Big opportunity for Central State. They need to stop here.
Brown with the basketball out front. 69-65 they lead. And they want to get that basketball into the hands of Morris as soon as they can so he can work with some time on the clock. 10 now. Right corner, Watson Gale for 3. Good look there. It does not stay down for him. A long rebound to Central State, and they push back the other way. We approach 65 seconds remaining at the block. Push off down there. We'll see if they get that call. They'll go against Morris instead.
I can understand Morris's frustration because he got a forearm right in the solar plexus.
Frank Barber just kind of plunging into him with that arm.
He hit me first.
So Barber with a chance to make this a 2-point deficit. Right now, Benedict with 63 seconds leading at 69-65. Barber from the line in the ball game. 2 of 3 when he hits the first. Dume back out on the floor now for the Tigers of Benedict. And correction on that, looks like Barber missed on that first free throw for the Marauders. And he got 1 of 2 from the line with 1:03 remaining. Make it 69-66. Benedict with the basketball and the lead in the overtime period. Glad you're hanging around with us in this 5-minute session of free basketball.
Oh boy, if your emotions and heart are tied into this game from either side, it's got to be rough on you. Because you can't control it. All you can do is watch it.
Ride through it. Watson Gale trying to inbound that basketball. Good pressure by Daniels on Pritchard and almost came away with a turnover.
Got some people out there saying they're just shaking watching the game right now.
Off the floor, that's Ndume with the basketball. He'll give it back to Watson Gale. They want to be as deliberate as they can this trip down the floor. During the time as Brown comes out front to handle the basketball. 18 to shoot now. They go to Morris, left flank. Morris guarded by Barber. He'll pull back with 10 now. And now he's set to attack. Head fakes and threw the basketball out of bounds.
I think they kind of got
Tigers
caught.
riding all their hopes on Brandon Morris in a one-on-one and everybody else out of the offense.
Yeah, they were watching, anticipating what he was going to do, and he decided to pass and not on the same page.
As you look at it on the replay here, after he was stuck, everybody else assuming, okay, once he gets the basketball, we're going to do what we can, maybe get set for a rebound, but he's going to take it.
Coach Watson let him know as he came back to the bench. His version of, come on, man.
39 seconds left in this overtime period. Benedict with the 3-point lead, 69-66 over the Marauders of Central State. A lot at stake in this overtime period because the winner is going to push into the semifinals on Friday.
Charles, I wonder, has Benedict been known to go to multiple overtimes?
I wonder how you would feel with a pin in your ear.
It would just go right through to the other side. Nothing in there to stop
you mean that's not the mass part, huh? They have been known to go to a few. Players getting set to come back out on the floor. We anticipated this, though, Tolly, that as this tournament continued to progress, the quality of the basketball would go up and the games would become a lot more competitive. This a prime example of it here.
Yeah, absolutely.
And this is only quarterfinal action, first day. So it will be Gilmore to inbound in the backcourt. Officials telling him he's got to stay planted. He'll work it in the backcourt to Ruiz. He comes across the timeline. We go to 34 seconds and clock running here. Ruiz out front. A triple will tie it. He fires. Missed with an air ball. So with 26 seconds left now, Pritchard hustling in, Udume hustling in. And you got to know that Coach Watson's thinking here with 26 seconds, if they can get in a half-court set and get another basket, they can almost seal this basketball game in overtime.
Yep, shot clock is off. They're going to have to foul here. Or they have a little bit of an opportunity to go for a steal, but if it doesn't happen pretty soon, they're going to have to foul.
Watson Gale coming toward the timeline now, makes it across. No foul yet. Down in the corner to Pritchard. Not sure about what the Marauders are trying to do. Now they take the timeout. They take it with 14.9 seconds left. And that will send Cairo Brown to the free throw line for the Tigers of Benedict. And the good news for the Tigers is that it's not Brandon Morris shooting the free throws here. And the even better news is that Cairo Brown is the leading free throw shooter for the Tigers of Benedict.
Brandon Morris feeling a little confident now. He's
goodness, got a better guy up there shooting, right?
Well, he was looking up at the scoreboard. He was putting his imaginary goggles on, letting everyone know we are winning.
Brown converts on the first free throw, make it a 4-point differential.
Coach Watson telling his star center, slow down, we haven't won it yet.
Now a 2-point possession here with 14.9 seconds left. And Brown with a big free throw in front of him here. And he missed on the second of two.
All right, got to do it quick, whatever you're going to do now.
Central State across the timeline now. They left it back out front there for Scott. Way out of his range. Daniels has to fire. Left it short on the cylinder. Brandon runs it down, and that is going to do it. In an overtime period, the Tigers of Benedict College come off the deck, and they defeat the Marauders of Central State, the final in overtime. Benedict miraculously wins this basketball game 70-66. What a big comeback there for the Tigers of Benedict College. Trailed most of that second half, just hung around and were able to win this ball game. And they push on into the semifinal ball game on Friday. Coach Fred Watson has got to be breathing a sigh of relief, wondering how in the world did they come out with a win against this #1 team out of the West, the Marauders of Central State. Central State led most of the way in the second half. And the gutsy Tigers from Benedict rally. They take it to overtime, and they come away with that win. Boy, so far the game of the tournament with the overtime win by the Tigers. Just that so quickly, Coach Watson forgetting about us over here. And now he comes and he's headed this way. One of the best coaches in the SIAC and across Division II basketball. And we will get his thoughts after this ball game. Coach Fred Watson, how did you all pull this win off?
Resilience, not giving up, not quitting. It all started in August. The guys just committed, working their tails off. We never out of it. You know, those guys just buckled down. I asked them, man, just compete. You know, let's see what happens. You know, we got down 10 late in the second half, and the guys came to me and said, Coach, we got a lot of time. And I was like, yeah, we got a lot of time. We done did this drill 1,000 times over, being down 7, being down 8, and just having to string together 2 or 3 stops in practice. And I said, let's just do what we do in practice and do it 2 times, and we did it. And we got back in the game, and we got to overtime.
What were you telling your troops at the beginning of overtime with that 5-minute session in front of them?
Momentum on our side. They're the #1 seed. We done fought our way back to overtime, play free. We got momentum, just continue to defend. They're a little flustered. Let's jump out on them first. And I told them first basket gonna win it.
Good call.
And we made the basket. We executed to perfection. Got a basket. Put even more pressure on the team that's was holding their head down because we didn't let us get to overtime, and they just didn't respond well.
Excellent win by your Tigers of Benedict College. You win this one in overtime against a team that was #1 in the West. So rolling here inside the tournament. Talk about some of the players that made the difference for you tonight.
Everybody stepping on that floor tonight, man. We were subbing them in. We was going offense, defense early. Everybody had to contribute. No one person stood out. I mean, this was collectively team effort. They carried me to the finish line. We did. I mean, we thought we put in what we needed to put in early in the game, and then it all break down. And then we just rely on our players. We just say, hey, man, take us to the finish line. And they did, but everybody contributed. Our defense was amazing down the stretch, and that's collectively. That's no individual person.
We were talking about it during the broadcast that every time your team got down maybe by 7 and it looked like the Marauders were going to push away with it, you would insert Mike Ndume into the lineup, and Mike was big from behind the arc, hitting a couple of big baskets for you when you really needed it.
Yeah, you just had to make the right adjustments at the right time. We saw where they were sagging off on number 5, and they were sitting 2 guys in Brandon lap, so he wasn't able to, really be free offensively. So we put him in there to stretch, but he also is a good defender, so we didn't lose anything with him. He actually gained in this particular game, and this is all about matchup. In this particular game, he was the right person for the job, and everybody got to be ready. And when your numbers call, you got to produce, and you got a responsibility to the team. You practice all year hard, so when your numbers call, it's the playoffs. And he's a senior, so, we don't expect nothing less from Mike.
You win at 70-66. Now you look to the semifinals on Friday, either Clark Atlanta or the Golden Rams of Albany State. Probably no preference there, but should be a good ball game in the semifinals against either of those.
Yeah, 2 well-coached teams, 2 of the best in the business. And in my opinion, I think Coach Moore does an exceptional job with this guy, and obviously Coach Walker. We everybody in the league kind of look up to him from what he's done throughout his career. So it's just a blessing to be in that game. So I don't care who we play, man. It's just a blessing to be in that game.
You win at 70-66. Final question for you, Coach. What is it about the Tigers that overtime games just get attracted to you?
We practice this all the time, man. I like that pressure, man. It actually gets fun. There's a lot of anxiety, but it gets fun. Guys, we so used to it, man. Like anything that we seen out here today, we seen in practice 10 times harder. We all try to make our practice a little harder than the game should ever be. So they kind of used to it, but big players make big plays in pressure situations. So we got guys that we throughout the year we prepared them for this moment. We prepared them for those moments, and when those moments happen, and you never know when they happen, those guys be ready.
Big players, big game to win tonight. You do it. You win it 70-66 over the Marauders of Central State. Congratulations on the win, Coach.
Yeah, win in advance. We'll take it. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Coach Fred Watson, after his Tigers claw back into this basketball game, force an overtime period, and at the end of the day, they win it 70-66 over the Marauders of Central State. So the Tigers of Benedict, 4th in the East, continuing to, we can't say cruise, but they're pushing their way through the back brackets, and they're on their way to the semifinals. As we take a look now at what's at stake now, as we look at the brackets and we talk about semifinals, a couple of quarterfinal ball games tomorrow, but we do know on the men's side that the Maroon Tigers of Morehouse College will be in the semifinals on Friday, and they will meet either Lane or Claflin in that semifinal ball game. And at the bottom of the bracket, it's the Tigers of Benedict coming through in overtime, and they will meet either the Panthers of Clark Atlanta or the Golden Rams of Albany State, who play in quarterfinal action tomorrow. So half of the semifinal bracket set with the top teams, and we'll find out the rest of the story tomorrow here from Bill Harris Arena at the Crossplex in Birmingham, Alabama, where it'll be day 4, and it'll be quarterfinal day again here from the SIAC. That'll do it for our coverage here tonight from the Bill Harris Arena. On behalf of Tolly Carr and Toby Durham and the rest of the group that's part of our broadcast from the production side, everybody from the SIAC office, HBCU Game Day and HBCU Live, Charles Woodshead, thanks so much for joining us. And we'll see you right back here tomorrow in Birmingham, Alabama.